Hello, friends. Let me know if the stream is working okay. Let me know how you're all doing. Ooh, good. It says we have an excellent connection. Oh, here is everybody. All right, we got Jordan Reed. We've got Tyler Sternichuk, Ghosty, Lewis Wells. All right, everyone's getting going. How is the audio, by the way? Music too loud, too quiet? Just let me know and I can make adjustments. But, guys, it's here, right? It is here. Why don't we go over to the customization? I wanted to show you guys my Spartan that I currently got set up. Here. Let me also plug in my controller. That way you don't have to hear like the clickety clicks of the computer. All right, Armor Hall. Literally all I've got is the Forerunner emblem. But that's, yeah. Not a bad place to start. Whoa, hang on. I didn't actually see any of this. Oh, this is that samurai armor that's coming soon, right? Yeah. All right. Let's jump into here. Why don't we do a bit of training mode on some of the other maps first? Okay, would you guys prefer to see training mode on the maps we haven't seen or played yet, or would you prefer we jump right into multiplayer? Oh, Rebecca is in the chat. She says, "You rock my socks." Wait, you and Green Skull are Forerunners? Yep. Yeah, Green Skull is a member of the Forerunners. For the last 3-ish years, maybe, since early 2019, I've been part of a group called the Forerunners, and basically we were brought in during development to help give feedback and kind of like nudge the game in the direction it should go in ways that the developers want. And we're finally allowed to talk about it, and it's nice to get that weight off my chest. Training, new maps, training. All right. Why don't we What is your name and how do you say it, LNG? So my name is Taras. Taras, that's how you say it. It's a very unique name. Very unusual. But yeah, it's really cool that Halo Infinite's finally, I guess, here, like the multiplayer at least. So I can download the actual multiplayer. Yep, guys, currently as of right now, boot up your Xboxes, your PCs, your smart fridges, wherever Halo Infinite is playable, you can download the multiplayer. Okay, so this is the new map, Streets. This is one that I actually wanted to take a look at. I didn't watch the IGN video too much because, the gameplay was a bit rough. Also, what do you guys think? 343, they also allow people to use this coding, which is kind of, I forgot what it was called, but it tries to make the assault rifle look more like the old assault rifle from Combat Evolved. Like, it still has that kind of, like, dull, metallic look to it. Oh boy, the bots are going a little bit bananas, guys. Here, we're actually, I'm going to turn them to recruit, and then possibly also do play fighting and deathless. There we go. Oh, where'd they go? Oh my god, the bots are back. Okay. Let's explore just a little bit. That's what I want to do right now. Good morning from Australia. Astro Cyborg says it's so beautiful. Yeah, it is beautiful. Whoa. That's cool. Can you actually interact with these? Doesn't look like you can. It's an arcade. What other? Okay, it's just the same two assets. Okay. That's interesting. I'd like to see these assets in Forge personally. Map is cool. Blade Runner vibes. Yeah, it does have that kind of oh. Is this set in old Mombasa? Because look, the space elevator. Is this an ODST map? Oh, that's cool. Look, some of the lights are burnt out. Are the looks like some of these objects you can't actually interact with. Oh, some of them you can. Okay. Here, we're gonna run and we're gonna go explore a little bit. Hey, I recognize these. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're in old Mombasa. Whoa. I recognize this architecture. This feels ripped out of ODST. This is so weird. Yup, Kenya. We're in Africa, boys. Oh no, are those cat ears? Oh, those are cat ears on that Spartan. That's not a good sign. Oh, here, hang on. I think I have the hit marker sound effects turned on. I'm gonna turn those off. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Go. That's a cool picture. Look at that. Yo, I've been a fan for a while, and it's nice to see Infinite drop. Yeah, it's... What's kind of crazy, like, I mean, the MCC is one thing, but, like, guys, this is the first Halo since Halo 5, like, at least as far as, like, the shooters go. It's been, like, 6 years since the last mainline Halo game. I'm almost in uncharted territory right now, in terms of, like, YouTubing, because it's like, holy moly. Let's get a... This is one of my favorite things to do in games. Find a snack machine or something, and let's see if we can figure out all the fake snack names. So we've got Crunchies, Potato Chips, Hot and Spicy, Calories. It's 310 calories? Am I reading that right? The textures are a little bit too low res, but we've got Criplos cheese? Chiplos. Yeah, Chiplos cheese. That's a little bit too low res for me to read it. Our super crunchy... Okay, I can't make that out. So we're probably gonna move on. Mamba King potato chips. That's pretty good. Chips Dubbo. Are any of these chips Dubbo? That would be a huge missed opportunity if there wasn't like a Chips Dubbo or Dubbo's Chips, you know. Halo Chips Evolved. Bob. Yeah, guys, do you see? Okay, watch this. Watch my screen. Okay, I am lightly moving. Do you see a little bit of judder on the screen? It's like it's not completely straight, my aiming at least. There we go. Do you see the juddering? I'm just lightly tapping. I'm not actually like twitching my fingers or anything. I noticed that while playing the tutorial earlier. And somebody else pointed out that there's apparently some kind of like, the aiming feels sluggish on like a mouse. Yeah, something feels weird. It's better than the beta. I can, or the flight. I can say that, but something still feels a little bit off in the aiming, so hopefully they can like smooth that up. They did announce that this is a beta though, right? Liver, pork, Den's Authentic Food. We offer door-to-door delivery. That's nice of them. Welcome to Mombasa. Oh, we got some of them super chats. Kyle Dorimus is an official member of the channel. Welcome, Kyle. Welcome to the Night Owls, my friend. We got Orca, who says, hey, what's up? What's up, late night? I'm loving this so far, even if I'm trash on MMK. Don't worry. You'll get used to it, my friend. You will. I believe in you, okay? It takes a little while. Something that I can actually recommend is, if you really want to get good at mouse and keyboard, don't use automatic weapons. Use single shot, like where you click with the mouse, and use that for a while. Okay? That's at least when I made the transition to like proper PC gaming back in like, I want to say 2016-ish. That's something that somebody told me. He was like, listen, if you want to get good on mouse and keyboard, trust me, just switch over to using semi-automatic weapons in a game whenever you can. You get so good at just pointing and clicking that eventually by the time you move back to automatic weapons, it's just like your aim is completely on point. Johnny Jitsu says, I know this is multiplayer, so sorry to talk about campaign, but I'm concerned about the lack of diverse biomes, especially the part about the main campaign being in Forerunner dungeons. We need the set-piece campaign moments in diverse biomes. That is definitely a concern that I do have. It would be a huge missed opportunity if there were not, like, multiple biomes and stuff in the campaign. Especially since, like, that engine demo from 2018 showed different biomes. The great journey is upon us. You're late to the party, I see, says Hunt the Truth. Oh, I'm not late to the party at all. In fact, I am very much on time for the... Oh, no. Wait a minute. Hang on. Multiplayer. Are there only 4 playlists? Uh-oh. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna put that to the side for now, okay? Let's just play, let's play some Big Team Battle. That's not good, though. That's not a good sign. Orca says that's some solid advice. Sorry, just got home. Is the multiplayer live? It is. It is. Sakura the Confused says, I'm here. I hope I'm early. You are early. We've only been doing this for about 20 minutes now. Yeah, people who have been around since the Halo 5 days, seeing 4 playlists at launch, that's like, uh-oh. Whoa. I'm scrolling through some of my stuff. Okay. Whew. Sorry if I seem a little bit sluggish today. I had one of those, like, deep sleeps, you know? The kind where it's even hard to get up in the morning because it's just like, man, that was a good sleep. Oh, we're in progress. Hang on. Let's also get that field of view stretched out just a smidge. Let's get those weapons repositioned on the screen to look nice and cool. Okay, here we go. Here we go, we're gonna pick up the commando. We're playing this map again. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw it. They confirmed, actually, that Jeff Steitzer is indeed on his way back to Big Team Battle. They heard our feedback during the flights that Big Team Battle not having Jeff Steitzer is, like, kind of, you know, a missed opportunity. So they are bringing him back. They said that he's probably not going to be here for, like, the launch of the game. I'm not sure if, like, the beta counts, but he's on his way back. Feedback matters, my guys. What did I get? I got some drop shields. Okay, so the release version of multiplayer is here, or is this just an extension of a beta? They've called it a beta, but for all intents and purposes, it seems to be the final multiplayer release. It's content complete, so to speak. How much content is there, you know, we will see. But this will be roughly how the multiplayer is at launch. Static Shock, the Jedi Sith Avenger, says, I don't know if you read my question. Had to step out. When are you doing All Skulls On podcast again? Fan for years. Oh, keep looking at the Actman's channel. I think we're going to figure that out eventually. But, we recorded one. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. We had a lot of fun talking, though my microphone did start glitching out near the end of it, which is slightly embarrassing. So hopefully it's not too disruptive. Let's get out of here. All right. Oh. I gotta say, it looks a lot better. It's also running a lot better. It's running really smoothly. I'm also currently waiting on the Xbox Series X. It should be coming in the mail today. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah!
Zone captured.
The enemy is capturing a zone.
Joe Cat says, only me personally, but I consider if you can pay for things, it should be considered the release. Yeah, that's where I am currently, where it's, you know, you open up the game, and there's a microtransactions shop ready to go. That thing's certainly not in beta. You can already buy things. So for all intents and purposes, the game's released, you know?
An ally has captured a zone.
I've currently got 72 frames per second as the lowest minimum frame rate that the game will reach. So you can probably actually notice already a bit of a visual hit. Because the game will basically be dynamically jumping around different graphics options, which, hey, that's pretty cool. Dynamic resolution scaling and stuff, it's a cool technology, but I also do think it gets a bit annoying that, like, your screen is constantly fluctuating in visual clarity. So the idea of, like, just scaling the graphics as you play the game, I actually think that's a pretty interesting idea. Though one could probably argue that having the game go from looking super pretty to suddenly mashed potato world would be a little bit distracting, but for a multiplayer game, I think it's an acceptable hit. I'm checking out the Mark V customization right now, and seeing updated high-res models of Halo Reach armor is so nice. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. A lot of, like, these designs come from, like, an era when, like, designers were very limited and restricted in terms of, like, you know, their polygon use and stuff. So a lot of micro detail in these designs couldn't actually be properly modeled. It had to just be implied with flat textures. So actually seeing, like, those old assets, but now all of that implied detail properly full dimensional and realize it's weird. It's just really weird seeing Halo in high definition. And not weird in a bad way, by the way. Like, just the artists did, like, brilliant work bringing these things to life. How are you getting more than 60 frames? It's not letting me set it past 60. This is Kyle. What is your monitor refresh rate? If your monitor refresh rate, I think if you have VSync set on, then I think it locks your frame rate. I can't be sure. I have a G-Sync monitor, so I've got VSync turned off, so I can just kind of like, you know, mess around. Here, let's go. We'll grab you.
Zone lost.
Okay, we got some of those shock grenades. I like the shock grenades quite a bit. In fact, I'm starting to warm up as a whole to the idea of like the arc damage. What do they call it? The electricity damage? Because like obviously we've had a lot of time to think and stuff. Here we go. Ah! Hopefully that was enough to screw up that ghost at least. 144 hertz, got it. Thanks, says Kyle. Oh, did it work? Yeah, just turning off VSync. I don't know, man. I'd rather not pick out enemies through a pixelated mess, says Sakura. Is that as far as, like, dynamic resolution scaling?
Repulsor acquired.
Oh, boy.
Ready for capture.
Enemies on me. We've lost a teammate. Lost the dynamo.
I don't have my Forerunner emblem on the assault rifle, because it's just so gorgeous looking, I don't want to mess it up, but I should probably start, you know, flexing that. It's like one of those limited edition t-shirts. You want to put that on, right?
Allies claiming a zone. Zone lost.
It is really cool, though. Like, the developers, they worked really hard to get this game working, especially after, you know, the Craig demo. Like, it's cool seeing their work finally pay off, and I'm really proud of them. Let's see. Also, I don't know if you know, the Halo TV series teaser came out. Yes, I did see that. There isn't a lot to comment on, because, you know, it was just, Jen Taylor saying, "Hello, Master Chief," and then the Green Man. But, I don't know, the armor looks cool. That's really, unfortunately, all I can say. I don't know if you guys did see the leaked screenshot of, like, the Prophet. That looked pretty awesome. Can you turn off the Spartan banter? You can. You can actually turn off here. In fact, let's actually do that. Here, I'm turning off voices. Oh boy. What the hell? Okay. I kind of deserved that, to be honest. Hardware. Interesting. Okay. What is this? Hang on, where's Spartan chatter? Okay, we got that turned off already. Here, I've also got voices turned off, so hopefully it provides a little bit more, you know, audio clarity for you guys. But, oh, here, let's go over this way. Here, we're gonna get this chopper! Okay, damn it. I personally like the Spartan banter. Maybe that's just an immersion thing for me. Oh yeah, no, there is value to it from like an immersion standpoint, you know? It's cool hearing like, you know, all the soldiers across the battlefield like screaming and hollering and stuff. Like, it adds to the atmosphere. For the sake of the stream, I'm keeping it off. Because you guys probably don't want to hear me yelling over the people yelling in the game. Damn it. I really gotta find a vehicle. I gotta stop running into this thinking that I can pull it off. How do I change the assault rifle to start out with another gun? So, the way that Halo works is you don't actually get to have loadouts. Everybody starts off with this thing. And these things right here, these weapon racks, if you ever see them around the map, they're gonna have a new gun for you, okay? That's just kind of the way that Halo works. Like, see, here's a disruptor. If I'm like, I think I want this, I can throw my assault rifle on the ground and take it with me. I'm not sure if you're new to the series, but that's kind of like the way that Halo usually does it. Are you disappointed with how small the sandbox is? I don't think I'm disappointed with how small it is. In fact, I do actually think this is probably 343's strongest sandbox. It's not flawless. There's weapons like this that I think I don't honestly know what this thing is. You know? I think that the arc stuff on it is almost like, that's secondary. It just seems like a gun you hold down the trigger and get a bunch of kills with. It feels almost like the model was designed before a role was set in stone. But for the most part, I do think this is probably 343's strongest sandbox. And the fact that it started off so strong means that there's only room to grow, really. I don't think a small sandbox is necessarily a bad thing. Combat Evolved has a relatively small one, and I actually think that's probably the strongest sandbox in the series in terms of, like, every gun does its own thing, you know? It's sort of like how, I think a lot of people, it took people by surprise when Doom and Doom Eternal came out, because it was like, that was kind of the first game for, like, first-person shooters in quite a while that didn't have, like, 17 submachine guns, 48 assault, like, there is the automatic weapon, then the rocket launcher, and so on. So I think Halo even kind of, like, adopting a little bit of that and trying to be like, no, if you want a rocket launcher, find the rocket launcher, the capital R rocket launcher. You know, there aren't, like, 47 different explosives in the game. A developer said that... a developer from Halo 3 said that the smaller sandbox is better to balance and that for the weapons and make them unique. Yeah, basically. That's partially why ODST kind of ditched, like, the dual-wielding system. And they got rid of a ton of stuff with Halo 3 ODST compared to Halo 3, because it was just becoming like a balancing nightmare. And balance isn't just for multiplayer too, by the way. You gotta balance for, like, campaign and stuff. Are my crossover comments on chats too much, says Thunderman? I actually haven't seen your... So I have two screens, and I've got one screen all the way over there, and that's where you guys are. And then I'm... Can you hear me? Okay. My audio clipped out for a second. I'm good. Let me know if it ever sounds staticky, okay? What do you think of Infinite so far, LNG? Says Tarkus. What do I think of Infinite so far? It's hard to say, because, the beta just came out, but that's pretty neat. Is that a banished AA gun? I think I'm going to use this turret for a while. Hey, greetings and love from Colombia. Hey, man, greetings and love from the United States. What brings you into the chat, my friend? Yeah, come on, let's mess up that warthog. Nice. Here, we're gonna get out and move. It's big team battle, so chances are within the first 5 or so seconds, somebody's from the enemy team is gonna have a warthog and they're gonna come barreling towards your spawn. So that's fun that there's a turret right there, so you can just wait for them. Okay, we're gonna chuck that, and we're gonna pick up the sensor dart. I do like that the gimmick for Halo Infinite is that you've got these equipments. Somebody asked me what I thought about Halo Infinite so far. It's too early to tell, but the fact that, like, the gimmick of the game is, hey, you have all of these ridiculous pieces of equipment, that just means, like, the game's probably gonna have a lot of legs, since the entire meta of the game can shift on a dime with the introduction of one piece of equipment. You know, that's all it takes for 343 to completely uproot the balancing of the game. Versus, unfortunately, I've talked in the past Halo 5 and Halo 4, where a lot of, like, the innovations were kind of more player side, I guess. Where it's more about, like, what can you spawn with, or what can you do with your Spartan abilities, and there's not really much you can add to from there. Ugh. Here we go. Oh boy. Whew. Art style is good. No more Power Rangers. Yeah, the Reclaimer Saga, like, what the hell? Did that thing fire? Did you hear that? That was so loud. The banished AA gun just fired when the objectives were met. Are there grenade physics? I don't think so yet, but 343 actually did say that they agree with the community, that the grenade physics need a lot of work. Same with the gravity hammer. And they did not promise anything for the release, but they did say that improved physics simulations are on the way, which is appreciated. Damn it. I was hoping I could no-scope that. Here, let's reload this thing. There we go. Oh, that thing's about to blow. Yes! Okay, double kill. Uh-oh, we got a spammer. How did Cortana survive in Halo 5 if she died at the end of Halo 4? So they had this like pretty flimsy excuse where they were like, oh, she, before she died, she fell into a slip space portal and found a Forerunner installation that allowed her to repair herself. And don't worry, guys, she's fine. Now she's back. And she wants to use the Forerunner installation to take over the galaxy to basically force peace. Because she's like, I've had enough of everyone fighting and arguing and dying and stuff. Comply with my list of demands, or I'm going to, you know, kill all of you with all these Forerunner things that I found. And, you know, Halo 5 ends with the galaxy being thrown into, like, a nightmare chaos disaster of civil war, because it's like you've got the Covenant, Splinter factions, and Arbiter on Sanghelios fighting a civil war. You've got the UNSC now having its own internal civil war, where its own weapon systems are turning against it, and it's just chaos everywhere. And now with Halo Infinite, you've got the Banished who are getting involved, and it's just like, oh god, this poor universe. They can't catch a break. The original UNSC frigate design is back. Hey, look at that up there. Here, let's see if we can make the pistol look like Halo Combat Evolved. Like, get that same positioning. Here, I think I can do this faster if I go like this. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Okay, not bad. What do you guys think of this as a view model position for the pistol? Let's get out of here. Damn it. Okay. That bot's back. All I can suggest is report those bots when you see them. That's apparently a problem. All this chaos is but a calm before the storm that is the Flood. It'll be interesting to see if the Flood do return. IGN said that they did not see any Flood in the campaign, just like a allusion to the Flood since you're on a Halo ring. So obviously you can't go too long without referencing that, yes, the Flood are a thing. But interestingly, the Prometheans are just flat out not in Halo Infinite. Which, hey, no complaints from me, but that's kind of interesting. I guess 343 really is committed to the idea of like a soft mechanical and story reboot for the series. Can you lower the crosshair? That is an excellent question. Excellent, excellent. No, doesn't look like it. That's really disappointing. The bot's back. Yeah, Rebecca's on that. Let's see the banished gunfire. That is so cool. Man, you can still hear it. Hey, Late Night, you think the shotgun and Magnum could be added in a future DLC? Yeah, absolutely. In fact, actually, somebody had asked my opinions on the sandbox. That is one thing that I do think is missing. The archetypal shell-loading shotgun, the fact that this game just, like, unfortunately doesn't have that, you can definitely feel that it's missing in the sandbox. The sandbox isn't, like, bad because of its absence, but the fact that the shotgun of this game is so, I guess, mechanically simplistic, a bit was lost, I think. Hopefully, though, we do get it back. Hey, let's run this way. Damn it. Okay, I just lost the sword. You think attachments like silencers could come? I don't think attachments will come, but what I do think would be more interesting is instead of attaching a silencer to a gun that already exists, why not invent a new weapon that is silenced? Like, okay, so if the SMG were to come back, something that I think could be cool is instead of making it more or less just an assault rifle with more ammo, let's take the ODST SMG and let's, like, turn that into its own proper, like, you know, weapon in the sandbox. But I am also an advocate for 343 to, over the course of Halo Infinite's lifespan, bring back all of the weapons that they can from all of the Halo games and try to keep them mostly at parity with how they were in those original titles. So, like, the Combat Evolved Plasma Rifle, let's get it in here. The Saw from Halo 5 specifically, let's get it in here. Like, let's get all of those classic weapons in the game. That way people in custom games could recreate combat loops from past Halo titles. Because if you remember, Halo 5 had those, like, throwback playlists, but they never felt right, because the balancing wasn't right, you know? They were balanced for Halo 5's combat loop. I'm thinking of ignore balancing. Make sure that they perform identically to how they did in those old games, just for as tools to use in custom games. Is the game hit scan or projectile? It seems to be hit scan. I say hit scan loosely, since I don't think Halo has really ever had hit scan. It's had basically what is so close to hit scan that it would be kind of like pointless to argue the differences. So yeah, functionally, yeah, this game has hit scan. Aiming is clunky. It just sucks straight up. What do you think is clunky about the aiming? Because I definitely agree, the aiming is rough, but the more you can articulate specifically what doesn't feel right, the better. And I do definitely agree, something feels off with the aiming, but I can't quite make it out, you know, what it could be that feels so off. I'm super anxious after Halo 5's heavy aim bug. We got more bots? Alright, Rebecca's being good. She's catching them. Oh. Alright. There we go. Aiming on controller will never feel good. No, I don't agree there, because there are plenty of controller games that I think aiming feels perfectly good on, you know? I don't really agree that aiming on controller will never feel good. But something definitely feels funky in Halo Infinite's aiming. And I can't put my finger on what it is specifically, but you convinced me to install Halo Infinite. It feels like the right stick is emulating a mouse. I don't know if that's the case, because this doesn't feel good either. I'm right now, wah, 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 like going crazy with my mouse. That doesn't feel good either. It feels like mouse acceleration is just like permanently on. Oh god, that guy just threw up an overshield. That's one of the weaker aspects of the Infinite Sandbox, I think, so far, is that there are quite a few, like, you can't really do anything about it, you just will die now. You know, like pocketed overshields, where there's not a lot of strategy, there's not a lot of depth, you turn it on before a fight and no one can kill you. Not that Overshield has been this, like, incredibly mechanically complex thing, but I think having it be this passive thing that activates upon pickup means that you can't use it whenever you want. There's at least a rule to it, a limitation, which is you use it on its terms, and so the developer has a little bit more control. But it's not, like, gonna break the game, you know? Let's get this. The grappling hook, on the other hand, is pretty dope. Ah, I just got this thing! Let's hear how the energy sword sounds. Is 343 being attentive to the feedback people are giving it? They are. Our feedback group, the Forerunners, they have, guys, a lot of stuff was listened to during the game's development. You know, obviously I've got my own opinions about Halo and stuff, and we're like a wide group of people, so they're not going to listen to exclusively one person. All of our opinions matter, but all in all, I'm really happy with what they did listen to. I think the game is a lot stronger for it. Well, why don't we play some... Here, let's actually look at the challenges. How do I look at my challenges? Where do I even find them? Do I press... What is this? Where do I go? You can't look at challenges just by... Okay, whatever. That's okay. Let's go into bot boot camp for a bit. Hey, the bots are back. Hello, Green. How many other content creators were part of the Forerunners? It's hard to say. Like, I don't want to say anything because I don't know if maybe some will prefer to remain anonymous. But if you look at the credits for this game, we are credited. We need the truth. Have you been lying to us? I saw your name during the credits. No, I've not been lying to you. All my videos are genuine. Okay, click the pass and it'll be right there. There we go. Play any matches. Complete an oddball match. Win a quick play match. Okay. Gotta say, the main menu music is God tier. Yeah, so hey, if you asked me what would be my opinion on Halo menu music, my first reaction would not be go with a post-rock sound. In fact, that would be like the opposite. You know, I'd be like, no, make it sound super Halo-y. But I gotta say, the post-rock direction for the multiplayer soundtrack is good. Like, really good. Andrew Preston says, I am a controller heathen here. The only good thing about keyboard and mouse is the mouse. Keyboard movement is terrible. I don't know if I'd agree there, because it depends on the game. But if we're talking about pinpoint precision, then I would say, yeah, controller is better there since you have a full three-dimensional, fully three-dimensional, like, analog stick. You know, whereas with a keyboard and mouse, you have 4 directions. Have you gotten Reshade to work? I actually have not installed Reshade yet.
Ah!
Okay. See, I think seeing your teammates through walls across the map is too overwhelming. I'm content with the outline system, but I don't think you should be able to see your team past certain distances. So with Halo Infinite's I do agree with you, by the way, there, but I do also understand that, like, basically, that's not really done for your sake. That's more so done for, like, your, I don't want to say noobs, because that's, like, mean and demeaning, you know? Everybody is a noob at something. But it's done, like, as an accessibility thing, to make the multiplayer easier for everybody. Because there are some people who have not been playing shooter games their whole life. There's some kids getting into games and stuff. So basically, from the get-go, the game is trying to be as easy for you to understand as humanly possible. That's why you have this thing, you know, this ping system where I press this and won't, and that pulse, and you can see literally every single spawn for weapons on the map. I think that gives way too much information, personally, because I do think learning the game is part of the skill gap, and I do think that that's valuable, but, you know, the goal of the game is to be accessible. Which is probably part of, you know, their feedback from Halo 5, where it was just kind of like this competitive, impenetrable nightmare for some people. Yeah. I really like the Mangler. Rebecca says, I'm noob. This will be my first Halo. Yeah, see, exactly. Where this is Rebecca's first Halo. So it's like, for me, I know where all my teammates are. I've been playing Halo for, like, how many years now? But for Rebecca, who hasn't, that's probably valuable data for her. We got the grapple shot. Ugh. Let's run this way. Sakura the Confused says, here is going a 3rd month of being a night owl, and I plan to go a long way with this, mark my words. Thank you so much, Sakura. I see you. I see you there. I remember when you first joined, and it is appreciated. I would love to actually hear, like, other ideas and suggestions for stuff that you guys would like to see. Basically, if you join the channel, it's just like $5 a month, you know, and I'm not doing, like, crazy content tiers or anything. Like, I want to make sure you guys kind of know exactly what you're getting and that you're not being nickel and dimed. And it supports the channel. That's ultimately the reason that we have that set up. But if there's anything I can do to give back, then let me know. Okay, let's run this way. Yeah, that gravity hammer. It's a good animation, but I think the special effects and the kind of kinetic feel of the weapon feels off. Like, it just doesn't really have a presence in the world when you swing it, unfortunately. What do you think about how Noble Team died on Halo Reach? I think it's pretty sad, you know? Also, Halo Reach is pretty old. I'm not a fan of these XP boosters, I'll be honest. I'm even less of a fan of them after 343 basically said, yeah, we agree, guys. Work needs to be done on making these things more worth your time. Just in my opinion, I think it would be more ethical for them to remove them from sale until they're in a position where even the developers agree, okay, now it's good and worth your money. Does your Discord have Halo Nights? It does have Halo Nights. In fact, the mod team on the Discord server, I'm not too active in there. I try to dip in at least once every week or so, but the mod team is so on point with making sure that, like, the late night gaming community is engaged with each other, like discussing the uploads and stuff. Oh, there's a Banshee on this map. We're in trouble. I think the Banshee was buffed, if I remember right, from the flight. Oh boy. I'm in danger. Oh! Nice! I thought I was about to get blown out. Field Gomella says, you're a beast. I haven't been as invested in Halo now, but I know Halo Infinite is going to rope me back in the best way. Favorite part of the game so far? I hope I pronounced your name right, friend. Also, thank you a lot for the $100. That means a lot. I hope you know that. Wow. Sorry, that took me by surprise. So, my favorite part of the game so far, this is going to sound kind of interesting, because, like, obviously, classic Halo is my bread and butter, and I would like to see a classic Halo game someday, made with, like, modern-day production value. I like Halo Infinite and how it recontextualizes classic Halo. Because Halo Infinite is, like, pretty honest up front about not being a proper classic sprintless Halo game. But what it does reminds me quite a bit of Doom 2016, where that's not a classic Doom game, you know? Classic Doom's more of this labyrinth shooter, whereas Doom 2016 is more of, like, well, this arena shooter with modern gaming sensibilities. But it takes the essence and spirit of those old games and makes them palatable for, like, a new generation that just does not have the patience for those classic Doom games anymore. Halo Infinite's the same way, where it's, you know, what I'm playing is quite mechanically different from what came before, but it's like you can still feel that Halo magic in there. Oh, we've got 2 new members for the Night Owls. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, it's one of those things where I could be salty that it's not a classic Halo game, but I don't think the game ever promised to be one. Musically and tonally it looks like classic Halo, but mechanically it never promised me that. And I like what I'm playing so far. I've got some nitpicks, but it's nothing that couldn't be solved with the addition of new weapons, ultimately. That's what's kind of fun. Where I could say, I think that this game needs a plasma rifle. Like a projectile-based plasma weapon that is not tracking. And maybe has like a secondary stun effect of some kind. That, though, can be patched in via DLC. Whereas with Halo 5, you know, you can't patch something like the art style of that game. You can't patch out certain Spartan abilities or, like, the gameplay. Like, that's how the game was designed. The core foundation of the game is incredibly solid, and it just makes me more interested to see what kind of equipment they're going to add to the game in the future. You know? I'd like to see what's going to happen when the classic shell-loading shotgun gets added in. I'd like to see what happens when something like the Falcon comes back. boy. That guy's coming for his flag, I think. Damn it! Okay. Hey, we got some more people who are joining the channel. It's like a proper modern Halo game instead of Halo Reach 2, like what Halo 4 did. Well, yeah, that's the best way to describe it. Is it feels more like, obviously there are some things we can disagree with where I really don't like the range of the assault rifle. I think the assault rifle should be a weapon for close range engagements because you just hold down the trigger. There isn't a lot of skill involved with the assault rifle, so giving this thing so much range, I think it could be harmful, but that's just like a minor nitpick. The essence of Halo is here, that you're all starting out with relatively generic, standard, kind of powerless core gameplay, and you find your empowerment via the tools in your sandbox. Rodnick says, did they say when they're adding Infection and Firefight? Is Infection not in the game? Kyle Dorima says, what I don't like is not being able to choose modes individually. Like, what if you wanted to only play Slayer? Yep, I'm there with you, buddy. I don't like... I'm getting, like, Halo 5 flashbacks, where it launched with this very anemic, like, playlist pool, and it took them an unusually long time before they started opening up and letting people play more game modes. AR range looks about the same as Halo Reach. It's definitely longer. It's definitely longer range. The AR in this game also has a headshot multiplier. Every weapon does, in fact. But I imagine that's more for the sake of, like, kind of like the spiritual reboot aspect. They're trying to mechanically make the game feel, I guess, like, if you were a modern shooter fan and you've never played Halo before, and you jump into a classic Halo game, and you're like, what? Why do only some weapons have headshot multipliers? That makes no sense. They're basically trying to make the game seem more inviting out of the offset mechanically. Like, less alienating due to, like, classic intricacies, like, only some weapons have headshot bonuses. How does it feel on your PC? I have a higher end rig and it's not running super well. I guess it depends. I've currently got the, like, performance mode, like the lowest frame rate value set. And so I can see it dynamically, like, adjusting the visuals of the game so that it can run well and, you know, not run like a poop from a butt. In fact, actually, why don't we try turning off that and see how it runs? Here. Off. There we go. Okay, so now it's got maximum visual setting. It won't degrade anything. Oh. Did somebody say there's no infection or SWAT in the game? That's bad if they're doing that again. I'll double check, but oh man, if there's no infection again after 6 years since the last game where they also didn't include infection. Is this a big team battle map? It is not. This is arena that we're playing. But yeah, it's super vehicle heavy, which is, like, pretty nice. Once Halo started to drift more towards, like, enhanced mobility, player superpowers stuff with Halo Reach, they started to phase out vehicles out of 4v4 Slayer, which kind of sucked. So it's cool, actually, to see that, like, vehicles are back. Damn it! if you know Metroid, I'd ask what your favorite Metroid game is. So Thunderman, I actually bought my first Metroid game is Metroid Dread. Surprisingly, I bought it for the Switch, and Metroid Dread so far, I beat the big like monster boss with the chains on it, and that was a ton of fun. So far, Metroid Dread is probably gonna be one of my favorite games of the year. I am thoroughly blown away by how much fun it is, and the love of my life and I, we have the Switch Premium Pro Give Us Your Money thing, which allows us access to the Super Nintendo emulator. So one of my plans is actually to go back and play Super Metroid because of how much I really, really, really like Dread. Kraid. Yeah, I think that was his name. All Halo 3 pieces of equipment need to return, says Kyle. I agree there. I'd also like to see some new stuff. Oh, here. That guy wants me to join him. Yeah, I'll hop on the back. Woof. Yeah, aiming feels weird. Hey, Heisenberger is here, who says half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Can anyone remember what the previous, so that Heisenberger over here has been slowly giving us, over the course of multiple streams, the recipe to something. I don't know what it is. If anyone can remember the previous ingredients, maybe we can piece together what the mystery is? Oh, no! I thought I saw a lens flare. What do you guys think about lens flares on the sniper rifles? On one hand, I get it for, like, if you want to make the game a little bit easier to play. But I also feel like a sniper rifle's primary use its primary use is aiming down the scope with it. And sometimes even that scope isn't used for shooting at people. It's used for just surveillance. So punishing a player for using the weapon's primary function, I don't know. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. I think it works in some games like Battlefield. But in games like Halo, I don't really think that's necessary. But I guess maybe in like a more, accessible Halo game, it would make sense. Damn it. Okay. I hear that guy beeping. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to ignore him. Oh, he's engaged in a firefight. I'm gonna walk slow so I don't show up. Boom! There we go. Yeah. How'd you like that, buddy? Oh, no! Think I'm gonna shoot to the ceiling. Catch him by surprise. Ah! Yeah! Did you see that? Oh, that was cool. They could add anything new and the Halo community would still complain. Well, the community always complains, you know? That's what the Halo community's best at. What kind of new equipment would you guys like to see? I think I've pitched before in the past a zipline system. What? No. Let's get out of here. Okay, we're dead. My pitch was basically that you can set up it's like a little gun where it's like, boom, you put a spike into the ground and then zoom, you shoot a spike wherever you want, and it creates a zip line that anybody can use. So you could potentially set up zip lines for your entire team to have access to and stuff like that. And also just think about it from a campaign standpoint, co-op campaign, or even, hell, you know, like friendly Marines could use it in the campaign. That's my idea for like a new piece of equipment. Sakura the Confused says, I'd like your input on this. Are there any remakes that you think are a bit too faithful to the original? The Demon Souls remake is a good example. What do you mean by too faithful? What do you mean by too faithful? Is that like in a negative sense? Like it was too faithful to the game the developers wanted to make. They need to tone it down. There needs to be more differences. Because in the case of a remake, it depends. There are different kinds of remakes. You've got like your Resident Evil 2, where that is almost like a complete, like from the ground up remake of the game. But then you've got stuff like Demon Souls, where it seems almost more of like a, I guess, well, remastering is the term, but now even remastering is like, it's been so kind of unfortunately, the name has kind of lost a lot of its meaning by like all of these games that are self-proclaimed remasters, and really they're just ports. You know, they're HD ports of older games. Yeah, Zipline, of course, copy Apex Legends. Does Apex have a zipline like that? That's pretty cool if it does. I'm a fan of, like, neutral systems, where it's less of, like, the overshield type stuff, and it's more of the idea of you set it out into the world, and then it exists independent of any team. So something like a zipline, where it's like anyone could use it once you set it up. Or possibly a gravity lift, a deployable gravity lift. Let's grab this. I have a feeling this guy... Oh, no! Damn. Okay. The Demon Souls remake doesn't really do much to fix any of the issues the original had. Do you mean issues as in glitches? Or like design choices that you don't necessarily agree with? Excited for Elden Ring? I think I am. I'm honestly not sure how I feel about Elden Ring so far. I haven't actually watched the gameplay reveal for it or anything. It's more just because I have a lot less time in my life now for gaming. Because of a certain beautiful somebody in the chat who goes by the name of Rebecca. But I am hoping to squeeze a little bit of Elden Ring in. In Apex, there's a character called Pathfinder that has the exact deployable zipline ability. He also has a grappling hook that is one of the most fun characters to play with, in my opinion. Yeah, so I guess something like that, but not, like, tied to a character. Like, I'd want it to be an equipment that anybody could use. People are saying simp. And I'm saying, yeah. Yeah, I'm a simp for Rebecca. I love her so much. Check some of these settings to see if there's anything we can mess around with. Animation quality. Let's actually set that to max. Here, screen shake. Let's tune it. I do like a bit of screen shake, but we'll tone it down to like something like 50. Just for the sake of presentation. I am disappointed that there is no motion blur in the game. No, like, kind of like cool filmic motion blur effects like Doom Eternal or Modern Warfare. Tail Gunner says, respecting women, not really gamer of you. That was pretty good. What do you think about the streamers that say Infinite needs a BR to succeed? So I did actually see that, and I did not jump in on that, like, bandwagon. I know everybody and their mom did a video about that. I watched Dr. Disrespect's opinion, and I didn't think it was, like, anything outrageous that he said, to be honest. I understood where he was coming from as a streamer. Basically, he's coming from it less about... It's less about population, and it's more about, like, people's eyes on the game. So, even when you're not playing the game, people watch streamers. And the thing about, like, Battle Royales is they are kind of, like... They're designed to form gameplay stories. Because it's not just like chaos, chaos, chaos. You know, you're blah, 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 and it just becomes like this blurry mess. With a Battle Royale, there's lots of downtime. Lots of room for, like, chatter with your buddies. People are formulating strategies and stuff. And it's a lot slower pace, so it makes for engaging streaming material. And Dr. Disrespect, his stance was essentially that, not that Halo Infinite will fail, but that it would be highly unwise for them to not have a Battle Royale of some kind. Because it's very easy to stream those kind of games, and, you know, it's very easy to watch those kind of games. Whereas, like, this kind of, like, you know, blah, like, we're all running around with our guns, dying, respawning, that's a lot harder to make engaging streaming content about. And everyone kind of, like, went bananas. Ironically, I think their responses to him were a bit more hyperbolic than what he said originally. That's just my thoughts on it, after watching Disrespect's takes. I understand where he's coming from as a streamer. I don't necessarily think that the game has to have a Battle Royale, or it, you know. But, I do get why, as a streamer, he's thinking about it in terms of, like, that, you know, kind of, like, engagement and stuff. Jeez, yeah, something's up with the aiming. Hang on. Look acceleration. Let's try that one. Max input threshold, axial dead zone. Why don't we try setting that down to, like, 10? Okay, that... feels maybe a little bit better. Something definitely feels funky. Any fears of content drought similar to Halo 5? We'll see, you know? Unfortunately, with the MCC and then, after the MCC, you know, and then Halo 5, 343 has a lot to prove to me, basically, when it comes to, like, getting content out in not just a stable quality, but also in a timely and consistent pattern, you know? Damn it. Sown Grunts Soundscape says, hey, nice to see you playing. This was a lovely surprise. Well, it is a lovely surprise to see you, Sonegrunt's Soundscape. You can turn off the outlines. I don't think you can. You think the game will have... You think the game will have skins for the guns? The game already does have skins. When you buy the battle pass, do you unlock everything, or do you have to grind it? You do have to grind it. Essentially what the battle pass is, so you don't actually lose it. It's not timed. You buy it, you'll have it forever. If you come back in 5 years, your battle pass will still be there on whatever progression tier you're at. Which I think is smart, you know? Get rid of that, like, FOMO nonsense. It's essentially, think of it kind of like a purchasable progression system. The base game has a bunch of, like, you know, free nonsense that's not really that valuable, but if you want, you can buy, essentially, the progression system of the game. And then, like, I guess whenever the next battle pass comes out, whatever that will be, if it doesn't look interesting, don't buy it. I'm personally probably going to wait for, like, a Halo 2 or Halo 3 themed battle pass, because I'd like to see some of that stuff. Damn it. Tropics Penguin says, what do you think of the new Halo Infinite leaked music? So I don't normally comment on leaks, but I could not help myself. Infinite soundtrack is... I'm a happy boy. That's how I'll put it. The soundtrack makes me very, very happy. I'm switching over to mouse and keyboard for a little bit. Blech, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. What can we turn down, I guess? Anti-aliasing. I guess we could set that to low. Texture filtering. Yeah, why not? Medium. Okay, that is grenade. There's actually this corner I want to check for graphical reasons to see. Oh, that's disappointing. There was a shadow map that was present on these walls during the flight, and it looks like they removed it from the game, probably for, like, optimization reasons. That's really disappointing. There are slight graphical downgrades in the final game. It's not bad looking, by the way. Although something funky could just be going on, you know? Ooh. Oof. I think this game is the weakest grenade and rocket launcher effects in the series. Yeah, I could agree there. Definitely the particle effects and the explosions need quite a bit of work. I'm not particularly happy with the way explosions look in this game. But hopefully that's stuff that, like... Because a lot of games tend to just kind of, like, the game comes out and then that's it, you know? I do hope that if 343 wants this thing to stick, they're able to update, I guess, like, the game over the course of its lifespan, including adding, like, you know, new graphical effects and stuff. That would be pretty nice. Hello there. I got the repulsor. Yeah! You see that? I think I just saved my guy right there. Late Night, can you still work on the Battle Pass without buying it, similar to MCC? Yes, there is some free doodads and knickknacks in the Battle Pass if you don't buy it. But it's... I did scroll through it a little bit, and it looks like mostly, you know, just junk, I guess. Just like skins, you know, and emblems, like that kind of stuff. You make a lot of interesting gamer noises. I do. Rebecca really likes my gamer noises. When she sees me playing Halo or something. She said that I also make very, very silly faces whenever I'm in the heat of combat. Ooh. Oh boy. Such a sad day to have a PS4. Oh, I don't know about that. There's plenty of really good PS4 games. I would like to see Halo one day make its way over to like PlayStation. I was telling Rebecca I'd kill to have Combat Evolved on the Switch. To have Halo Combat Evolved on the Nintendo Switch. Jesus Christ, that shotgun has a lot of range. It does have a lot of range. But it also is not... It doesn't do the most... Practice makes perfection. Play any matches. Is it just like doing the same thing over and over again? Do I have any fake money? I don't have enough credits to purchase this item. No, no thank you. What is this? Okay, these are just... Okay. Battle rifle starts, no radar. Okay. Yeah, let's try that. Here, let's try this. Late Night, did you hear the Undercover of Night remake for Infinite? I did. It's very good. It's very, very good. How is your 1080 Ti performing? I'm curious because I am getting 60 to 90 frames at 1440p. Yeah, I'm around there too. It's not optimal. But I also do have a 1080 Ti. I'm trying to think of what I could possibly, like, downgrade. To squeeze a little bit of performance. How the heck does this battle pass work? You only get credits from doing challenges? Unfortunately. Unfortunately, the only way to get XP in this game is by completing challenges. You can't just play the game. Which, yeah, I'm not happy about it either. And unfortunately, that's one of those things where that was a mistake that was done so early in development that it's kind of like... They'd need to develop entire new systems if they wanted to fix that. Here, let's back up a little bit. This is really interesting. The game feels less sweaty with battle rifle starts. I guess because, like, the ranged combat, you can de-scope people now. They don't have assault rifles, and the firing patterns are a bit more on the predictable side. We're getting out of here. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm focusing right now. Oh boy. My teammate's in trouble. Damn it! That BR looks awfully close to the screen for 120 FOV. Oh, this is because I have it set like this. Look, you want to see something cool that Halo Infinite lets you do? So look at this. We can go over to our settings. We can go over to our UI. Now watch this. I can lower my battle rifle. And then I can... What do you think of this? Is this a little bit better? Does the game stutter for anyone else on PC? The performance definitely does leave a bit to be desired. I'll say that. It's better than it was during the flight, though. Anything you can share about the prototypes you played during your time as a Forerunner? I'm not sure because I don't want to, you know. You sign NDAs basically. I can say that I'm pretty happy with the game as it is, you know? The feedback was valuable. The feedback that we all gave, because it wasn't just me. Keep that in mind. 343 did a very good job at listening to our feedback and changing the game over the course of its development. And where the game ended up is, all things considered, it's like, man, it's in a good place. Q Alter says, once Infinite comes out, I will kill every enemy in the outpost except one grunt just so that he can spread the word of what I did to their comrades. A little bit dark, but I see where you're coming from, and I may do the same. Just downloaded the game. My fan's so loud I can't hear the music. Something I also learned. Now this is kind of interesting. So like from being a Forerunner and kind of like knowing, I guess now behind the scenes how development works, a launch for a game is not a time for like celebration for developers. I mean, obviously, you know, they are happy that their game came out, but chances are you've got a whole team of people right now who are going to be up all night watching streams and cataloging every issue that they're seeing. That's something that I learned usually, is releases are not, like, it's not a stress-free time for developers. It's, in fact, incredibly stressful, because when a game launches, anything could go wrong. Let me see. Gonna go play MCC instead. Hey, that's perfectly okay. In fact, I might actually log on to the MCC later so that I can pick up the new Xbox themed items from the exchange. Damn it! Thoughts on the current UI? I'm not a fan. For competitive purposes, I prefer my tactical equipment being up near my health bar. That way, all it takes is one eye glance, and I can see my health and my equipment status, and then boom, return my eyes to the crosshair. It does feel kind of like my eyes are like bouncing all over the screen. I don't think I'd mind this nearly as much if they actually, as sacrilegious as this sounds, lowered the health bar to be at the bottom of the screen. Like, if they just absolutely want your equipment stuff up there. But, or down there. But just in general, I would prefer to see, like, my stuff back in the top right of the screen. I guess the one thing you might be able to answer is how different was the game when you first started giving feedback compared to how it is now? I mean, like any game, you know, that's going through development, like things are gonna change and stuff based on our feedback. Yeah, I can't... It's tough. It's tough, because I don't know what I can and can't say, but, I don't want to get in trouble. Something that was, I guess, kind of interesting, I guess, was seeing, I guess, 343 from where they started with the game, and then seeing where the game ended up. And I guess something that's kind of interesting, I guess, about the development process that I had learned, and I even, like, read about, like, online, it's apparently, like, a common thing where it's, like, usually what you do is, what you set out to do for the game is not how the game officially launches. Usually your first play session or so goes pretty badly, and then what happens is you get the feedback from that, and you refine it, and you refine it, and refine it, and refine it, until eventually the game is in an incredibly solid place. Bungie was the same way, if I remember. Halo 3, the design document for the multiplayer had, like, proning, if I remember right, and, like, loadouts and, like, combat roles. It was, like, incredibly weird. The slide in this game feels really weird, coming off the combination of MCC and Destiny. Yeah, it's got that, like, Halo 5 kind of, like, floaty slide to it. I'm not really a fan of the slide in Halo 5. I feel like it's a little bit too, like, automated. There isn't a lot of momentum in it. Oh. There we go. I'm dead. Somebody randomly said Fallout 76 is a good game. Fair enough, no need to get specific. I can definitely ask. I can ask what I can and can't say. Because it's less about me being like, ooh, you know, like, It's more about Microsoft legal is very scary. Something that is actually really cool is this, I think, is okay. It is very weird to be playing with these guns now with their animations and their models and their textures and stuff. You know, placeholder assets are extremely funny and weird. Yeah, it's just, you know, and I also can't, like, understate, I guess, like, the role that you guys had during the flights, because that actually mattered quite a lot during the development. Part of the reason that, like, the flighting was not public, and that it was, like, kind of private, like, you had to, like, officially sign up for a thing, and if you were on PC, you had to give all of your PC specifications and stuff, is because the flight was not... It definitely was, like, a marketing thing. You know, you got all your marketing guys who are, like, so excited because they can make trailers about it and stuff. But for the developers, they specifically did that so that they could track exactly who you are and how your game is performing during the flight. And then ask you specifically your feedback, and then if you say, like, this gun felt weird or something, they can also look at how, like, what the performance was like, and they can also see if, like, maybe it was an issue with the mouse, or if genuinely your performance was being affected. So, like, the public flights helped a lot with data collection and, like, nailing down certain issues and bugs. Would you rather have a shop or rec packs? Oh man, without a doubt, a shop. Personally, I'd rather have map packs. I kind of miss map packs, but I know that that's also not really how people play games anymore. And it's not really, like, sustainable, unfortunately. But, like, rec packs, I think, are ultimately just... Like, number one, it's gambling, you know? Like, it is gambling. And then also, you've kind of got the problem of... Rec packs also included pay-to-win aspects, which required a whole game mode to be designed around rewarding those who spend money. And it also creatively handicaps the creation of new weapons. Because now, like, the weapons are tied to the monetization system, new rec packs and stuff, so there can't be a lot of creative weapons. They all have to more or less be a thing that kills good, because, you know, that's what you paid for. But now that weapon variants and stuff, like, if they are to be in this game... Like, the rec system, if it were to return in this game, you can actually have a little bit more diversity. You know, a little bit, like, more interesting weapons, kind of like the Void's Tear. And less, like, assault rifle, but with a battle rifle scope. Here, that was interesting. We're going to do another bot boot camp. Honestly, I don't get the lack of content argument, especially with the game being free to play. From Aaron. So, the lack of content argument comes less from the game being free to play and more about the standards that Halo had set in place. Back in 2010, I'll say it this way. So, Halo Reach launched with a campaign scoring, campaign timing, co-op, theater mode for the campaign and the multiplayer, a Forge tool, you had like 9 playlists or something like that, as well as like your ranked stuff. I'm not sure if ranked was actually there at launch, but on top of community sharing tools for screenshots, and I could go on and on and on and on. Halo Reach at launch had more content than Halo Infinite does currently, at least the multiplayer portion of the game. We'll see once like the campaign comes, but even the campaign's not going to have co-op there. So it's less about compare it to other free-to-play games and more about compare it to other Halo games. If that makes sense. I don't know. As an OG Halo player, I don't know how to feel about the maps. They look... how the maps look, to be honest. There's definitely, like... This map I don't think is great. I think it's, like, really boring looking. It's just, like, you know, brown industrial whatever. I think Behemoth looked great, and I'd love to see more maps, like, that are kind of, like, beautiful to look at. Like, less brown, boring military complexes. I was about to say, these players are really dumb not holding this objective down, but then I realized, oh, bots. So how's the skins? Are they $20 or $100 like Wait, does Call of Duty Vanguard have weapon skins for $100? That's so gross. Like, with those free-to-play games, if you see those, like, $100 skins and stuff, like, if it's something more nostalgically themed, then I get that, because that has, like, a lot of personal connection. But if it's something like a dragon, like, don't spend money on it, guys. Next year, they're gonna have a different skin, you know? Like, you're paying for a skin that will only be relevant for a couple of months before another flashier skin comes out. So just save your money. You'll see something flashier in a couple of months. Especially with, like, Call of Duty Vanguard. Because it's like, you know, according to the leaks, next year's game is Modern Warfare 2. So, like... Don't get skins for, like, your World War II themed guns in Call of Duty Warzone, guys. Like, they poop out a new Call of Duty game every 11 months. Like, it's only going to be a matter of time before Warzone switches over to a modern military-themed setting again. And then that $100 World War II weapon that you spent money on, like, it's not going to be worth it. I understand more nostalgic things, since that isn't really a thing that will ever not become relevant. You know, that's kind of like those are your memories. Like, you have a lot of personal connection to them. But if it's something just like nebulous, like, it's a dragon gun, like, don't, come on. Oh, Valorant. I thought you meant Call of Duty Vanguard. Yeah, also Valorant. What's kind of like gross about Valorant is that, like, the game kind of like came out and just kind of assumed that it was owed your money and started charging people up front these ridiculous prices. Yeah, not a fan of Valorant. Complete an oddball match. Can we find oddball in the quick play playlist? Somebody says, hey, Late Night, first time catching one of your streams live. I have Halo Infinite downloading on my potato PC right now. The Fool, get back to us on the performance, because there's some people that are saying that they're having, like, a lot of trouble running the game. Y'all, is it safe to say that Infinite single-handedly destroyed Vanguard 2042 and the GTA Remastered? Is it Game of the Year? I don't think it's Game of the Year. Because I think that that's a very subjective thing. Like, the whole idea of Game of the Year in general, I'm not a big fan of, because, like, what is a Game of the Year for some people is not for other people. So there are probably some people out there that, honest to God, say that Call of Duty Vanguard is their favorite game of the year. I don't get it. But that's just because of my personal tastes. I could probably say that, like, so far Metroid Dread is my game of the year. But there's probably some of you who are like, what? Why? Because, like, Metroid Dread isn't to your tastes, so I don't really like the whole, you know, like, yeah, screw those other guys. Like, it's ultimately down to personal taste. I guess what would be the best shooter this holiday season, value for money wise, and so far from the looks of it, Halo Infinite seems to be offering more value for your money than something like Call of Duty Vanguard, which is, by its nature, it's running on borrowed time, you know? 11 months from now, Vanguard won't matter. Halo Infinite, though, is promising to be around for a little while. Depending on the map, I have, oh, somebody's saying, is there a way to call in weapon drops or vehicle drops? So Halo is a series. The way that Halo works is you actually don't have loadouts or anything. Basically, it's all on the map. So you don't have, like, a lot of if you're more a fan of Call of Duty and stuff, Halo Infinite takes a bit of getting used to. You know, because you're probably used to being able to, like, spawn with whatever you want, call in whatever you want. So basically what I would say actually is pay attention to the maps. Notice when things are being dropped in and remember where they dropped in. And then, you know, you'll be able to know for future reference to always check that area. It's a game mostly where the map has control of the way that the match flows, not really the player. And so it makes learning each map and how it plays very interesting, because they all have their own unique identities and spawns for things. Somebody says, this is launch day. 343 gonna patch and optimize still. I do agree there, but I'd also say don't shut down people who are pointing out performance reasons, because how else are they going to patch and optimize it unless people are bringing up the performance issues? Talking about issues is one of the things that best helps, like, a development team. That's something else that I learned from behind the scenes, is, like, you know, as nice as it is to, like, defend a game, when people are saying, like, you know, Craig, this sucks, like, what, Craig, brr, defending that and saying, it's not that bad, game looks good, like, sometimes that feedback is actually valuable, and the developers need to hear that, you know, and the defense and the shutting down of criticisms actually muddies the water and makes the gathering of data a little bit harder. So if people are saying performance issues are a problem, instead of, you know, reminding people, they're gonna patch it, like, let them talk. If there's performance issues, it needs to be heard. The developers need to be able to hear that. Let's see. Also, hi, LateNightGaming. First time catching your stream, and I just wanted to say that I love your content, even though I often disagree with your opinions. Keep on going strong. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for dropping in. How are you enjoying the game so far? How would you redo Armor Lock? Man, how would I redo Armor Lock? I'm not sure how I'd redo Armor Lock, because I feel like Armor Lock almost conceptually is kind of like... It's kind of like the pocketed overshields, where it's like it's a very disruptive thing by design. It's not really, like, tactical, you know? There's not a lot of strategy. It's a sudden and disruptive stat change to a player. It exists so that you don't die as easily, you know? It's more or less like kind of like a... If you know, a way to cheat yourself out of getting killed when you make a mistake. So I'm not really even sure if you could, how I would design Armor Lock to be a little bit less, like, annoying to deal with. I'm so concerned about performance. Got pretty bad performance in the flights. Did they improve it somewhat? Yes, I can confirm. The performance is so much better than during the flight. Still not there. There's probably also still a lot of work to be done, but huge improvement. And if you do experience performance issues, talk about them online, you know, and even talk about your PC specs, because working from home is very difficult for... especially when you're making, like, a PC game, since you've kind of got to rely on, like, the community to point out issues that they're running into. You don't have access to, like, your studio where you've got, like, all of your weird computer configurations that you can reference for development purposes. I think I got a thing. Oh, I got a Mark V. Here, let's search. Think they'll add Breakout? Breakout. The Halo 5 mode? You could probably make that in Forge, right? Like Forge and Customs. I guess it's kind of like SWAT and stuff, where it's not really a thing you need to develop and then add to the game. It's almost more of like a thing that you just enable in the game server side, because it's, you know, you would probably have to make some maps for it, but you could probably do that in Forge and hopefully not, like, spend, you know, development resources and time. Hey, LateNightGaming, is it just me or does the Brutes have armor lock? Because in the campaign overview, the boss does an animation when he got grappled, and a Brute that almost got ran over by the chopper does it too. I don't think that the Brutes have armor lock. I think what you saw was just a, like, preparing to get hit animation. Because the other creatures do it too. And it's not just in Halo Infinite. They've kind of done it throughout Halo, where it's like, for some enemies they'll dodge, sometimes they'll just keep running and stuff, but every now and then they may actually brace for impact and just take the hit. So I think that's what we were seeing. I'm gonna take this with me. Ooh. Nice kill. Here, we're gonna go this way. What do you guys think of the new Sentinel beam? Ugh. I like the design of the new Sentinel beam quite a bit. It looks like they took the Halo 5 Sentinel beam and like made it look a little bit more Halo-y, because it's still got the handles facing inward versus outward and stuff. But it's a pretty good design. It looks really good. Oh boy. The tactics of earning something so high valuable like the pocket overshield is what's important. I guess the tactics? I can see it through the wall. I just go up and pick it up, you know? There's not a lot of, like, tactics behind it. I'd probably agree there if, like, you couldn't just see that it's coming through the wall, that there would be a little bit more tactics, because you'd have to count in your head when it's coming. There we go. Now let me go get my... Damn it. Okay. Did they say they will fix the XP issue? I believe they said that they're probably not going to be able to fix it for a while, just due to the nature of unfortunately, of like game development. You know, you can't just like quickly like, oh, okay, guys, like boom, we now have this entire progression system divorced from the battle pass. We did all the math and everything. We added UI elements and XP elements and trackers under the hood on a game per game basis. Like, that stuff requires a lot of development time and resources, unfortunately. How is it? It's pretty good so far. It's running pretty well on the after a little bit of fiddling, the PC version actually has a very cool thing: minimum frame rate and maximum frame rate. And whatever you set it to, the game will make attempts to dynamically adjust the graphics. Oh boy. Gosh. I do have to say, I'm starting to get a bit tired of being cross-mapped with the assault rifle. I think the assault rifle is a very easy gun to use in this game. And the fact that it is fully automatic makes, I think, like, the ease of use. Maybe tune it down just a bit. Give it a little bit less range than it currently has. Just so that players have a little bit more breathing room. What I do like, though, is I like this Hydra. Look at the design of it. I like it a lot in Halo Infinite. I do agree with some of the criticisms that it looks a little bit too close to the assault rifle, silhouette-wise. But I just like that in general it looks a little bit more like a piece of UNSC equipment. Are people calling each other not real Halo fans in the comments? Come on, guys, let's not do that, okay? Halo is such an old franchise now. 20 years old. It just makes sense that you're going to have people who have different opinions on the series. Yeah, right there. That guy had overshields, and there really, unfortunately, wasn't anything I could do. Tactically, strategically, there was no way I could have outplayed him. He had more health than me. It's one thing if it's something like a rocket where you could miss. You know, the rocket launcher now, it's not the most strategic thing on the planet. But you can juke rockets. There is room for error. There is not room for error with, I now have more health than you. You know, you can't accidentally miss having more health. But, I saw that the guns have different models. Oh, like from Halo 5? Yeah, they all look really good, don't they? Especially the Reach assault rifle. It looks like really good in this game. Here, let's go this way. Hey, Late Night Gaming, thank you so much for streaming during Halo Infinite's previews. I've been really enjoying hearing everything you've talked about, and I want to know if you've ever considered streaming more often. I have considered it, and I do in fact want to, as Rebecca can attest. It's more a matter of like motivation, as well as, I guess, establishing a consistent pattern. Also, like, Twitch seems to be kind of like screwing over people. So it's also like a matter of finding a platform. I'm almost like not sure entirely that Twitch is like the right move, which is actually why I have set up currently a second channel, which should be linked down below. And going forward, I'm probably going to be streaming on that. It's going to be a bit of an investment, because it's currently that second channel is not at all monetized. But, you know, hopefully it pays off someday. Oh, boy! What do you guys think of the Banished? Because it is so strange seeing, red ghosts driving around and, like, firing red plasma. I'm so used to blue ghosts and, like, you know, blue plasma and stuff. It's just, yeah, it's cool seeing Halo move and, like, into the new age. The Covenant are over, you know? Damn it. I also think another potential issue with the assault rifle is that due to the headshot multiplier and the assault rifle fully automatic nature of it, your bullets aren't going to go dead center at the reticle, you know? So essentially when I do this, it's a headshot slot machine. It's not a matter of skill, it's a matter of who does the RNG favor. Somebody's gonna get the killing headshot, and it doesn't really matter who starts firing first. Your odds may be a little bit better, but it's ultimately up to randomized chance. And I think as a starting weapon, giving everybody a slot machine fully automatic headshot weapon, it could potentially be a problem if they don't tune down the assault rifle's range a smidge. I love that 343 is confident in their new direction. Yeah, there is an extreme confidence that oozes from this game that is kind of like hard to explain, I guess. You get the sense with like Halo 4, and less so with Halo 4, but more so with Halo 5, that there was a lot of like a lot of anxiety about taking on the Halo IP, and a lot of, like, worry about being too Halo-y and too much like Bungie. And so they almost went out of their way to make Halo as differently as possible. There wasn't a lot of confidence in Halo as a franchise. There was a lot of, like, trying to change it. But with this game, there is an extreme confidence in just letting the game be Halo that I think is really, really refreshing. Say, oh no, in an Australian accent, please. Okay, let me try to say it. Oh no. How was that? Somebody says it makes the AR no use. Downplaying its effectiveness. I'd argue that the starting weapon of Halo should not be the most effective thing on planet Earth. I think that the weapons you pick up in the world need to be more effective. How else are you going to be convinced to swap out your weapons? You know? Start the player off with something. That way they're encouraged to start playing with other weapons. You know? It is definitely, though, like, more of a personal preference thing. Honestly, I really don't like how we can't pick a game mode. Yeah, that's definitely a problem that they're gonna have to solve soon. I don't like that there's only 4 playlists. But the thing is, you can start with any gun. You can't actually start with any gun in Halo Infinite. You have to find weapons. HD donated $5. It says, thanks for the oh no. You are absolutely welcome. Last night, I surprised the bejeebus out of Rebecca by doing a silly, those, like, VHS tape educational things. I did the voice on that, but with her dog. Or, I just say give the AR more spread and it'll be fine. Yeah, tone down the AR, the accuracy, make it a little bit more spready. They're coming for the flag. There we go. All right. But we are still fighting the old Covey enemies. Like, as the Banished? Well, yeah. Yeah, it's Halo, you know? You're gonna be fighting grunts in Halo. Video games are a medium where, like with a movie, obviously fighting the same enemies over and over again would get very tedious. But in the case of a game, if you've got a solid combat loop, don't just throw it away 'cause, you know? That Covenant combat loop of the elite Jackal Grunt, that's solid. That's timeless. You don't want to just chuck that out of the way 'cause, you know? It's still fun to fight them. And now they're back, and they've got a new faction with their own weapons and stuff, even new enemy types. Like the Brute Skirmisher, or the Brute Berserkers I'm really interested to fight. They look like a lot of fun. As well as those Skirmishers. I'm keen on the Skirmishers. The Fool has gotten back to us. He says, my PC does not meet the minimum graphic specs for Halo Infinite, and I cannot play it. Dude, that sucks. Can you play Halo Infinite at all? Like, do you have an Xbox by any chance? Does the grappling hook work like the one in Titanfall? A bit. It's not like if you've ever played Dying Light, where that grappling hook, you just beeline in a linear fashion with no physics attached to it. There are physics to this grappling hook, if that's like what you mean by the Titanfall one. In fact, I could foresee many a fun Spider-Man game mode from this grappling hook. It's kind of like if you use it and you look up a little bit above where you fired and then like push forward or pull back, you can control kind of the speed at which you swing, which is a lot of fun. So with the assault rifle, I get why you don't like using it. Myself, I am a carbine sniper. Still, what is your favorite weapon in Halo in general? I don't really have a favorite weapon in Halo, because I think Halo is a game where every weapon is very important to the sandbox and has a very specific role within the sandbox. Oh boy. So it's kind of like, you know, Halo isn't really like your Call of Duty type games where you just find the gun you like and stick with it, because I think at that point you're leaving kind of a large part of the sandbox unused. Halo is almost more of like this game that's kind of designed around the two-weapon system. You find a primary weapon that is really good at killing, but not that mechanically complicated. And then you reserve your secondary slot for something more mechanically complicated, but maybe not that good at killing. Kind of like the plasma pistol, you know? The noob combo is almost in a lot of ways like it embodies the Halo spirit of you making the most tactical use out of the two-weapon system to craft something that gets you very far. One could argue maybe it's a little bit too powerful, but let's go this way. And so it is, that's what I kind of like about this new renewed focus on like different ammo types and stuff. That they're pretty upfront in this game that like plasma, that you use to drain shields. Static, you use it to EMP. So it's kind of like a matter of, okay, I got two weapons. I'm going to pick up a commando because I need to get headshots. What am I going to run in my secondary slot? Like, currently, right now, I'm looking for something to get rid of my assault rifle for. Because this is my primary weapon right now. I got to get some... There we go. See? I'll pick up this and take it with me. Granted, this isn't the greatest right now. It's a little bit undertuned. You know what you'll do? Ah, the game's over. Damn it. I've been checking out theater mode and you don't automatically start in your character. Like what? Says Machine Snow? Oh no, is it like Halo 5 theater mode? Halo 5's theater mode did that a lot. Hey, Late Night Gaming, how would you feel about being able to change the color of shielding without changing the team colors? I'd like that, actually. Because I like seeing my shields yellow. But I don't like that, like, my crosshair is yellow and some of my UI assets. Axel Animation says, my dog had puppies. Congratulations! Puppies are precious. I'm extremely interested, though, in the campaign. I think that's, like, what I'm most excited about. I hope there's more to come. Social Playlist is lacking some crazy arcade modes. Yeah. And not just social playlist. Like, there needs to be more than one social playlist, you know? It's very strange, because, like, Fiesta was one of the most popular playlists in Halo 5, if I remember right. And, you know, it's one thing, like... I'd like some of the more classic playlists to be back and stuff, but the fact that even some of 343's own babies, that were fan favorites in Halo 5, that they're not here as their undedicated playlist is very weird. We got the oddball. Okay, gotta hold this oddball as long as possible. Oh, man. Okay, oddball no longer insta-melee kills. Damn it! Okay. Why don't you change your Spartan armor? I will. I will after this match. Soro Dragonfall donates $1. Thank you so much, Soro. I appreciate it, man. I just realized the fuel rod cannon is missing. Oh yeah, there is. Man, there was a slaughter in regards to Halo Sandbox. There are a lot of things missing. Some things I'm like, hey, nice, like, you know, refining a little bit, getting a little bit more focused. Some of the more kind of like, there we go. Some stuff like the carbine, as much as I like the carbine, some stuff like the carbine is gone, which I'm like good about. Stuff like the DMR is gone, which I'm like good. Again, I like the DMR, but it's kind of like you're tuning things down a little bit so that you have a little bit more breathing room. It's almost like what ODST did after Halo 3. You know, the Halo 3 came out and it had every single gun from like the series. It was just kind of like this mess of weapons, and a lot of weapons in Halo 3 Sandbox didn't have a well-defined role. And so with ODST, Bungie cut a lot of stuff, and as a whole, as much as I like Halo 3, I think ODST has a much more focused sandbox. And that's kind of what 343 is doing now. They're cutting a lot of the fat, you know, getting rid of like a lot of the kind of like, do we really need 5 automatic weapons? Do we really need 3 different snipers? Do we really need 4 different rocket launchers? Like, trim the fat a little bit, get rid of a lot of the weapons that the game honestly will be fine without. And then from there, you can start really focusing and balancing all of the weapon rolls. And then you can start branching out. I think we're going to win this oddball game, to be honest. Unless this is like a round-based oddball. I like oddball a lot, guys. Like, I know this probably isn't the most entertaining, but just watching my motion tracker, listening to the footsteps and stuff. Oddball's one of my favorite Halo game modes. Round 1. Act out a scenario where you have to wake us up in the morning for school. Okay, okay, I'll do it right now, all right? Okay. Okay. Zip! That was the sound of your blinds opening. How did I do? Okay. So, zip! That's the blinds opening up. Good morning, sweetie. Are you excited for your first day of school? And now I'm, like, turning on all of the lights, okay? And, like, your eyes hurt. And this sucks. And you don't like getting up early. I packed a sandwich for you. It's downstairs in your lunchbox for school. I'm trying to think, what else do you do? The bus is gonna come in 45 minutes. And scene. How is that? How did I do? I await your critiques of my theatrical performance. How did I do? How is that little bit of improvisational theater? Oh, guys, Rebecca is super good at improv. Rebecca is very good at improv. Getting a lot of people. Report a crime. Help predict. Ah! The NMPD. New Mombasa Police Department. Oh boy! I wonder if there's any, if there is, the man, the myth, the legend, the, superintendent AI. So thanks 343 for all the YouTubers and no content. I'm a little bit confused by that. That was good. Could have used some alarm beeping noises, though. Well, no. That wouldn't have made sense, right? Because within the context of me waking you up for school, that implies that you do not have an alarm yourself. I am the alarm. Hence the opening of the blinds. That was more of the mom. What about the son? Oh, like, what if I'm... Please place your face in front of the camera for identification. It's not working. Oh, the son? Okay, I can be the son, okay? That's me, being grouchy and sleepy. And then, can I have coffee? Oh shit, the bus comes in that amount of time? I've got to get up and take a shower. How is that? That was my my improvisational performance of waking up for the school bus. Yeah, you know how, like, Robert Downey Jr. is considered, like, a master at improv? Yeah, I kind of taught his teacher. I'm pretty good at improv. How could it recognize your face? You have a helmet on. That is true. That is true. That's a good point. Oh. I have a feeling they're gonna win this one. We gotta, oh boy. We gotta push in a little bit. What? Okay. How are you guys liking Battlefield? Because Battlefield was a game I was very much looking forward to, but after playing the beta, I lost almost all interest in the game. The gameplay, the classes, like, all of it, I kind of aggressively lost interest in Battlefield 2042 after playing the beta. Is it, like, good? The Portal looks good, at least. The Portal looks fun. But, the base game I'm not so sure about. Soro Dragonfall says, I just looked up Master Chief quotes and then realized it just showed all 3 times he talked. That's funny. That's funny. I hope we get some banger quotes out of Halo Infinite. Oh boy. Let's get this thing. Yeah, this thing, the Cinder Shot. I liked this thing when I used it in the flight. I also really like the new Forerunner effects. They've kind of gotten away from, like, that Promethean, like, particle effect look. And it seems like more almost cosmic, for lack of a better word. Like, the Forerunners, their weapons are almost kind of, like, designed artistically to imbue the cosmos. Like, when I look at this thing, it looks like a nebula, you know? There's just something very reverential about the cosmos themselves when it comes to the Forerunner machinery in this game. And it's like, yeah, that is kind of the Forerunners. I guess, like, they're just their love of the universe and life and creation. Alright, Oddball is ours. Protect me, friends. Oh no, man is coming. Oddball, where are you, buddy? Oh, no! Mate, your game audio is delayed. Oh, it is? Sir, permission to enter the room. If my game audio is delayed, I'm sorry. Why'd Putin strolls up to take the oddball from your cold dead hands? Yeah, that's basically what happened. That guy he just rolled up and took back what was his. They're probably, yeah, they won. That's fair, you know. Audio is definitely delayed, all right. Would you guys mind if I muted the audio? Because I'm not entirely sure how to fix it, to be honest, sorry. Although if the audio is delayed, then the actual video of the stream might be delayed too. I'm not sure. So things might be slightly behind. What could I do to fix the audio, if it is indeed delayed? Although, what time is it? Oh, it is 7. I am starting to get a little wee bit on the hungry side. So I guess we probably could call it quits for now, and I could go grab some yummies. Maybe even get to work on some content. What do you guys think? We had a lot of fun here, right? Let's look at these. Holy moly. That's insane. Damn. 343's got some talented modelers. This is like, holy moly, look at that chief helmet. Gosh, this is cool. You know what I think I am going to be excited about? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. I got to get this ODST helmet stat. Oh, do they have my attachments? Oh, no. Damn it. They don't have the attachments. Usually my go-to helmet in a Halo game is the ODST helmet. Ha, the old school recon helmet. That's cool. Dreamless says, loving the stream. First time watching you. Your mom and son acting was great, but the son sounded like my dog waking up. Not a child, in my opinion. I appreciate your critiquing. I appreciate it. I will take your feedback and put it to valuable use. Hold on. Does this guy have a turtleneck sweater? Am I crazy, or does this look like a turtleneck sweater? Huh. I don't think I'm going to be able to unsee that. Let's see some of the other stuff. Gloves, right? New gloves. Does it actually change the geometry of the gloves? It does. Oh, man. That's exciting. Because that's like one of those things where in a first-person game, customization is super hard to do since, I mean, you can't see your person most of the time. So, in my opinion, gloves are one of the easiest things to monetize, and it's cool seeing Halo finally get into that. Theoretically, they could even... There's a lot of people who are a fan of Halo 5's glove, which, you know, art aside, like, the glove was really highly detailed and really well modeled, and they could theoretically bring those gloves back for folks. This is so cool. I mean, like, I remember when Reach came out, you know? I remember when the game came out. I didn't even have it at first. I had to go to my friend's house to play it. And so just like seeing, I guess like these there's like something very nostalgic here about seeing like these Reach assets, but they look so detailed. This is just really cool. All right. Yeah, I've got my my Mark Mark 5 equipped. Let's back out. Let's go to the weapons bench quickly. See if we got any. Or I guess I should check out the battle pass, right? Yeah, all in all, really happy, I guess, initially. I do have a lot of concerns right now, though, about the lack of content, as some people have pointed out. Here, let's actually go and look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 12 maps. Now, if I remember right, these 3 are a big team battle. And then the rest are arena. So you've got 7 arena maps and 3 big team battle maps. Huh. Mode editor, no. Well, lobby options, I think. Arena, CTF, Arena Oddball, Arena Neutral, Strongholds. Why is Big Team Battle Slayer separate from... Oh, well, I guess because of all the mechanics, right? Ooh, this is rough, guys. I don't see Infection anywhere. I don't see SWAT. SWAT you could theoretically make in custom games, but it's not, like, here right now. I don't see territories. Okay. I'm going to digest some of this. That is worrying. This gives me some Halo 5 vibes. Granted, they did say that the game is releasing in beta. So, you know, who knows? By December 8th, we might see, you know, once the campaign is added, we might see some good stuff. But it's a start with the maps, I guess, says Dreamless. Yep, it's a start. Alrighty, guys. I shall see you all later, okay? I'm gonna get off and go get something to eat, okay? This was a lot of fun, though. I eagerly await your opinions on the game. I'd encourage you guys all to sink your teeth into the game, alright? Play what you can, formulate your thoughts, and next time we stream, we'll all have had some time with the game. And that's where the conversations will be interesting, you know? So, alright guys, this was a lot of fun, okay? I shall see you all later, okay? Take care of yourselves. Drink some water if you're dehydrated, okay? Alright, and I'll see you guys